All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Math Puzzle Crash Course. I wanted to do just a really short video um, concerning critical thinking in mathematics. And I wanted to explain, first of all, what I mean by that. Um, Making reasoned decisions and judgments is critical. Being able to consider the criteria and think through a decision is more important than guessing or applying some rule without considering if it's even relevant. I see a lot of back and forth discussions on forums where, somebody will say, well, you just solve left to right, and somebody else will say, no, it's PEMDAS. And somebody will say, well, what's PEMDAS? And they'll just say, well, you just follow those letters and you solve. And that's just how it's always been. I think it's more important to be able to think through a problem critically and understand what's going on than just trying to apply some rule. And also, when it comes to applying rules, a lot of people are applying the wrong things. There's a lot of people who think, when you have mixed operations like addition, multiplication, division, maybe even exponents, parentheses, maybe no parentheses. A lot of people have this false belief that if you don't have any parentheses in your expression or equation, if you don't have any, then you just solve left to right, which is wrong. That's misapplying a convention. That's not true at all. If you don't have parentheses, you just go down the order of operations and you go to the next, the one with the next highest precedence. So yeah, that's there's a lot of things. For example, is this considered critical thinking? PEMDAS says if no parentheses, solve left to right. And I hear that a lot. People may say, well, PEMDAS is PEMDAS. It's not written as MDAS, so you must have to have parentheses. Well, no, you don't have to have parentheses. You don't even have to have exponents. If you have multiplication, then you start with that. Um, or if you have division and you don't have any multiplication, you start with that. And then addition and subtraction are the last or the lowest precedence on the list of operations. And then I'll see things like, well, if I have 50 plus 50 times 3 equals something, if I was supposed to multiply that first, it would have been written first. The multiplication would have been written first. Or I'll see things like, well, 50 plus 50 times 3 equals something. That's not an equation, so just solve it left to right. These are examples of not using critical thinking. It's misapplying what you think the conventions or rules might be, but you're wrong. If you don't know, look it up. That's what I always say. With order of operations, if there are no parentheses or exponents, you'd start with multiplication and division left to right. Multiplication and division have equal precedence. One's not more important than the other. Division is the same thing as multiplying by a reciprocal, so they're really the same operation. Whichever one you run into, left to right, that's what you do. Um, I would suggest go search for the Khan Academy on YouTube. I've also got an order of operations video that I'll link here with a lot more information. Please don't just rely on some Quora post. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff there, and I've seen people take screenshots of things like, well, BODMAS wasn't introduced until 1988. See, I've got a screenshot that says so. And you got to understand those things are being posted by random people. Those aren't experts answering those things. There's like Brainly dot, I don't know if it's Brainly dot LN or IN. I shouldn't even be saying it. People will random people post answers on those things, and then yet people will go grab screenshots of that and go, look, this is what it says the answer is. Well, those are terrible sources of information. I also have another video that I'll try to link in the notes, the show description here, about, good and bad sources for information on mathematics or order of operations. I highly recommend the Khan Academy. They've been around a long time. They've got some really great videos out there. I'm sure there's some other ones. Feel free to link some good ones if you have them, and I'd be happy maybe to try to share some of those. And multiplication is always performed before addition, unless there's some parentheses there, not here. All right, another misspelling. I'm getting good at that. But multiplication is always performed before addition unless there are some parentheses that tell you otherwise. You could have parentheses around some addition, and that's going to take the higher priority even over multiplication that's not inside of those parentheses. So another thing to keep in mind is that 50 plus 50 times 3 equals, that can be rewritten as 50 times 3 plus 50. It's okay to move that multiplication to the front. You're going to get the same answer if you're doing the mathematics correctly. If you're following the order of operations, or if you put the multiplication first and go left to right in that problem, either way, you're going to get the correct answer of 200. And then as far as this equation business, 50 plus 50 times 3 is an equation. What do you suppose the equal sign is for? Yeah, I mean, an expression does not have an equal sign. If this was just 50 plus 50 times 3, and that was it, well, that is an expression. An equation is showing equivalence between two expressions. So some people may be confused and think, well, the equal sign, that's not an expression. Well, that equal sign could be representing. We don't know what's over there yet. We haven't figured it out. That could be a variable A, it could be a variable X, it could be a variable C. It could be a number like the right number, the right answer, which is 200. But we don't know that yet because we haven't done the math, right? So we just have a question mark there. But that question mark is representing the correct answer of 200. And I wrote that out as 50 plus 50 times 3 equals 200. I don't think a lot of people would look at that and go, well, that's not an equation. No, I think it'd be obvious to them it is. I think just having the question mark in there might be confusing a few people. So I'm going to try to link. I've got another really, really short video just about expressions and equations. So I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. Sometimes I'm not great about that. You're always welcome just to go to the channel and check out the videos there. I've got maybe 30 to 40 now, I think at this point. Um, and just in closing here, I just want to say that the Math Puzzle Crash Course is on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel with a number of videos, mostly covering order of operations, some of the viral math puzzles that are out there online that people like to argue about. Also have a Facebook channel, and I do try to update that, especially if there's a new video coming out. I like to try to put a post out there and let you know that that video is available. So even if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you are following on Facebook, you hopefully will get a notification that way. So those are two great ways. I do appreciate it. If you do like the content, and you're in a forum, I appreciate you linking me, or copying a link to the video that might have been helpful. I appreciate any likes, shares, subscriptions are always welcome too. I'm hoping to try to grow this a little bit, and the real reason behind this is it's definitely not making money, so it's really just trying to get the information out there. It's to help people, mostly adults who may need a little math review. I mean, let's face it, we've all been out of school. There's plenty of things in my life that if I don't use it, I lose it. If I'm not up to speed on it, I forget it. So I've probably forgotten so many things by now myself. So that's normal. And so this is just to try to help you with that. So yeah, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one.